Imagine you're a consumer. Imagine that Sega is trying to sell you on this. And it's going to cost you an extra $150 on top of the cost of the game itself. Or you can have this without having to buy a new system or peripheral. Which one are you going to go for? And why is it Donkey Kong Country? This was bad enough for Sega, but consider what Nintendo did. Oh my goodness. Nintendo, folks, I'm not sure if you figured this out. Nintendo's not one to just... They're mean. Like, for a group of people that are so interested in, developing for families and children, they are like savage when it comes to business. And I like it. Here's what Nintendo did. Nintendo launched a huge advertising campaign around Donkey Kong Country, touting its visuals, and they announced that it would be released November 21st, the same day as the 32X. Absolutely savage of Nintendo. My goodness. Just kick the breath out of them, man. Put them in the pit. This is Sparta. When Donkey Kong Country hit shelves the very day Sega released the 32X, it was as if Nintendo had climbed on Sega and ripped their faces off. With its lush graphics, infectious soundtrack, and simple gameplay, Donkey Kong Country became an instant sensation. Kids could see the difference, parents could see the difference, and suddenly, buying a $150 add-on for Genesis just to get some minor visual improvements, it felt kind of dumb. Why spend money on the 32X when you can get all the next-gen gaming goodness in a single Super Nintendo cartridge? While that's a rhetorical question, the answer is they didn't. To make matters worse, Sega simply didn't have the games lined up to justify the 32X. How are you going to sell me on this already outdated piece of hardware when you have no games to go on it? Where Nintendo had Donkey Kong Country and a history of consistent hits, 32X launched with only a handful of titles, none of which were exactly revolutionary. Sure, Virtual Racing Deluxe was fun, but you know what it's not? Donkey Kong Country. Actually, you could take about any game for the 32X and just hold it up next to Donkey Kong Country and feel how brutal that is.